Today's show, we'll be doing something different that we haven't done before in the past. On the first half, we'll be talking about the Idaho student murders that has recently occurred, and something a bit more local is the Stockton killer, the Stockton serial killer. The second part of the show, we will also be the Stockton. Sorry, I'm so sorry. We'll also be talking about sex trafficking, and on the second part, we'll be discussing more on how you can stay safe and how we feel in Marin and how safe we feel in Marin, basically. Mm-hmm. So before we get started, I'm going to ask Annalie a little icebreaker question.
Okay.
What is your favorite horror movie? I don't know. I felt like this kind of like just went in with
this.
Yeah.
I think you picked a good one. But unfortunately, I'll give you a really bad answer because I don't watch horror movies.
Like at all?
I literally get forced to watch horror movies. No, like I swear, my friends will tell me to like go to a movie, and this is like my part. Like I should have like looked it up. Like what's the name of the movie?
You don't look it up?
I don't. They just like I want to watch this movie. I'm like, okay, let's go. And then I come in as Paranormal
Activity.
No, it's like it's a true story horror movie. And it's like and it involves with a doll, and there's like two people, like a woman and a man.
Chucky?
No, a woman and a man, and it's a true documentary.
It's documentary?
Not a documentary, a movie, but it's true story of people being possessed, and then it's I don't know. I feel like it's very demonic. So
I think I know what you're talking about, but I forgot the name.
Yeah.
Does it have to do with like a house?
Yeah, the house. Oh my gosh.
The house is what's haunted, right? Like the people. Why'd you look over there?
It was my hair. I thought someone was behind.
I know she went like that, and I was like, and I looked over there. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I don't watch horror movies, because I get spooked out so bad, and
we're not even watching one.
It trips, but I'm thinking of.
No, I get you.
But it trips my brain up, so I don't watch any.
Okay,
that's my answer.
Okay,
what about you?
I watch a lot. I'm the opposite. I love horror movies. I love like any type of movie, but like horror movies are just like a vibe. I love like my favorite. It's a series, the Chainsaw Massacre, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Have you heard of it? No. It's kind of based on a true story, but it says based on a true story. But I feel like when people watch it, it's not like what they base it off of isn't what actually happened. It's just like a little part that is true. It's about this guy who he lives like in this house alone, and in like this really small town, but he lives like really far out. And basically these like teenagers, they go to the house and they like find it. Like, okay, I'm not saying like the entire thing, but basically he like kills people, and he takes off their skin, and then he puts it on his face, because like his face is like not how he wants it to be, so he gets other people's faces and puts it on. And the true story behind that is actually, I like learned this like a year ago or something. The true story from that series is that basically there's this guy. It was like kind of similar. It was like a small town. He lived like really far out, and he was like really close to his mother, and his mother died. And so what he ended up doing, like he loved his mom so much that he made furniture out of her bones, and he would like skinned her and like made like attached it to like furniture, and then he ended up he only killed like one or two people, and they called him a serial killer, like, but I don't think he really was too much of a serial killer. He didn't kill them. He got people from graves, dug them up and skinned them, and then would put it all over his house.
What did that smell like?
I don't know. And then police officers like knocked on his door one day, and they saw there was like a head hanging from his tree, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna arrest him."
Oh my gosh!
So they went into his house, and they were like, "Oh,
that's so scary."
Yeah, I forgot what that story's called. Like from that true story.
So scary. Like imagine like pulling up, like driving in the street, and then you see a head.
I know. He said he forgot about it.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh. But he didn't. He never like killed anyone. Like he just dug up the graves, which is also like, I don't think really that justifies. I know. But he never like actually. But they called him a serial killer, which is like I don't know why they called him a serial killer when he never really killed anyone.
I see.
But yeah.
But that's
yeah. I forgot his name.
Something else.
It is. Okay, so that's our icebreaker question. It was a little long. Now this is a very, very serious topic that's currently occurring in Idaho. So I'm gonna be talking about the current 4 Idaho students that were murdered in their house. So this happened November 13th, according to police, around 3 to 4 a.m. They're not exactly sure. They say between those times.
Is it this year?
Yeah. Last month, because we're in December now.
Yeah.
November 13th.
Oh, okay.
It was like
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
So Kaylee, I'm sorry for not pronouncing their names right. Kaylee Gon. I'm not going to say her last name, actually. Okay. Kaylee, she's 21. Her roommate and lifelong best friend, Madison, who's 21, and another roommate, Kenya. I'm not sure that's exactly her name. She's 20 years old, and her boyfriend, Ethan, who's 20-year-olds, were all stabbed on their off-campus house. While 2 of the roommates were in the house sleeping, the other 2 roommates did not hear anything until they had woken up to find their roommates dead. So the roommates are not considered a suspect, which I'm not exactly sure why they're not, because when they first had found the roommates, they did not call local police. The first thing they did was call their friends to come over because they believed that they had just passed out and they weren't like just not responding. And after they called and then afterwards was one of their friends, like not the friends that were in the house, called the police saying that it had occurred, but the police have not identified who was on with the dispatcher. But they said that multiple people were on call with the dispatcher, but they're not saying who. And I don't know about I don't know. What are your thoughts like about the roommates?
Wait.
I feel like it's kind of weird. Like, how do you? A lot of people are saying also like, how do you like sleep through that? Like, how do you just like not wake up? And they're saying like, oh, their doors are also locked, which is kind of weird. Like those 2 roommates were just,
Wait. So okay. So they were in a dorm?
No. They had a house. It was an off-campus house.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was 4 people that lived in that same house?
Yeah, no. But 3 of them, the boyfriend, he didn't live there. Like, it was just one of the boyfriends. It was Kaylee. No, it was Madison's. No, sorry. I'm so sorry. Kenya. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. Kenya's boyfriend.
And, like, how do you know they got stabbed?
Because it says. I'm sorry.
No, like I'm wondering if it was, like, someone from the dispatcher that told them that they were stabbed. Or did they find the body? They were dead in the house. They found their bodies, and I think that's really
Ethan. I'm pretty sure has been put to rest recently, but because they finished like the autopsy, they didn't like find any evidence or anything. So he's being put to rest. I'm pretty sure, or he has been put to rest. The other 3, I think they're still doing like autopsies on them, and they were like stabbed to death. Right. Basically. And have you seen it? Have you seen like what's happening? No? Okay.
No.
So
I didn't.
It's like super sketchy because basically that night the 2 girls, Kaylee and Madison, I'm pretty sure it was, they went to a food truck like nearby, but they were like drunk. They went to the food truck and there's someone like following them, but they ruled him out like as a suspect. Like they said he's not a suspect or anything. But it was kind of weird because there's like surveillances. Surveillance cameras. Okay, there's surveillance cameras showing that they were at the food truck, and then this guy was kind of like in a way following them, but not necessarily like they had gotten food, and then they like went the other way, and he like kind of just like followed them, and then like it was just that video, and they said like he's not a suspect or anything. And then another thing, I'm not really sure which of the roommates it was, but she had called her boyfriend like 7 times, like, or her ex-boyfriend like 7 times.
Mm-hmm.
But they also ruled him out as a suspect. They said like he couldn't have done this, and the family, like her family, is also saying like he wouldn't have done this or anything. Like they were just like drunk and calling her ex for some reason, which is like really weird. So they just assume that it's still being investigated, and they assume that basically it's just someone who just hated all of them and just like decided to kill them. They have no evidence of anything.
That is crazy.
But they said that they're not going to let the case go cold, which is like, I don't know.
No, yeah, I feel like it is sus about like the roommates. Like how did they not hear like their teammates? I mean, the people that live with them, like how did they not hear the roommates like scream?
Mm-hmm. I wonder if because I'm not really sure how it's like, but you know, like maybe sometimes like they're sleeping and they were stabbed when they were sleeping. So
I feel like someone would scream, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like someone would have screamed. I don't get how you don't hear someone screaming unless they're like really deep sleepers, I guess.
That is scary. Like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they need to do more investigation for that.
Yeah, it's crazy how it's been almost a month and they still don't have any suspects on the case or anything. It's just crazy because there's 4 of them, so there has to be like someone who's like related, like, you know, involved with it.
A lead, like someone must like give a lead, you know.
Yeah, they're telling like students from the campus to just not walk alone, and they say it's like really unlikely for it to happen again. So they're saying don't be too paranoid about it, but they say like always walk with someone if you are walking alone. And they're trying to do the best job they can. And yeah.
I just think it's crazy how people get so angry to the point that they stab someone. Yeah. Like you're hurting someone else. Like you're attempting to end someone's life. Like I think that's really crazy.
I think our world now is just crazy.
Yeah. Did you wanted to talk about what happened in Novato? Because it happened here in Novato, too.
Yeah, so this is a little similar incident to what happened in Idaho in a way. But in Idaho, it's kind of sad because there's no one being arrested for it. Mm-hmm. But something similar has also been occurring here in Marin. In Novato, it happened in Leafwood Elementary. Linwood. Sorry.
No, it's because I live... Well, I'm not going to say where I live because that's sus. No, but I know that area. Let's just say that. But it's in Linwood. Sorry, I don't know why we're laughing. It's something serious, but it spooked me when I heard the news. Mm-hmm. But there was the guy, I think he was 16 years old, the one who got stabbed.
Yeah, he's 16.
And the one that like stabbed him was 13 years old.
There's a few of them.
Yeah, it was a group, right?
It was like a little group of them that they were at the elementary school, and then they had basically beat and jumped him basically.
Yeah, and stabbed him. And so like right now he is in the hospital and he's getting procedures and stuff.
He's in the ICU currently. And it's really sad.
Intensive care unit, yeah.
Yeah, they said they stabbed him in his leg that hit a vein or almost hit a vein, and they're trying to not. What's the word? Yeah. I can't think of the word. But basically, they want to take off his leg so that it doesn't spread more.
Oh, is it like dead cells or?
No, I think it's like the vein that like helps pump the heart.
Yeah.
Is like connected to that, and then they want it like amputated. There you go. Amputate the leg off. And in order to like make sure he's like well, but they're trying not to do that because then like he's not gonna have his lower his lower body, which is just really, really sad. I feel like I was talking about this with my friend yesterday, and it's just like crazy how we live in this society where like people hate each other so much that they want to hurt them. Like I was like talking with my friend, like, what is something like we can do like as a community to help youth like not feel like they have to do this in order to like yeah, you know, like, because like the reason I don't want to necessarily talk too much on it, but like it's kind of like not necessarily gang related, but it's like these kids go into these it's not gang related, but they go into like these little groups and they're all like friends with each other, and then it's like if you're not a part of their group, they don't like you, and if you're part of this group, they don't like you. So then they want to hurt you, which makes no sense. And they're so young, like you have like your whole life ahead of you. Like you're not even gonna, like after high school, you're probably not even gonna know them that well. You're all going to different colleges, or maybe you're not going to college. You're all going your own ways. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
I agree the same. Like it's important to learn how to be inclusive with one another, you know, and respect boundaries too. Like I think it's crazy how it's still happening here in even in Marin. Like I was like, because like I know like the family of the person who was the victim, and I know like the person who like stabbed them. Like I know like people around them, you know.
Yeah, me too.
So it's like crazy to think like that happened, you know. And
it's not like one of the first times something like this has happened in Marin. But I think this is like one of the more serious cases that has occurred, but this is like not really new in Marin.
Have you heard about the guy who got killed in Novato too? Like, but this was like a few years ago, and it was high school students.
Wait, what happened?
They're from Guatemala.
Wait, no.
The one that died was from Guatemala.
Wait, what occurred?
Like a group ganged up to them, and then to the guy. I think there was two of them, and then one died actually.
When was this?
A long time. I was in middle school. I was in 8th grade.
I don't think you were in 8th grade. I was in 6th grade. Yeah. I don't think I remember that.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
It was crazy. But do you want to mention about the GoFundMe?
Oh yeah, sorry. So we have put up mentioned we will put up our recovery fund in the chats if you want to donate on GoFundMe, and it would really help with the family and whatever medical expenses, because I'm sure that medical expenses can be very, very high. So,
and this is just to clarify, this is the guy who got stabbed.
Yeah.
The one in ICU.
Not from a few years ago.
Yeah.
But it's just very, very sad. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like us as a community, we can all do something. And if you don't like someone, just block them. Like, just unfollow them. You don't need to talk to them. Just avoid them. If you have a class with them, just tell the teacher. I feel like maybe teachers should like make sense of it. Like if you have a class with them, just tell your teacher like, I don't like this person. Like don't go like too much into it and like act aggressive towards it, but just say like, okay, I simply just don't like this person. Can I not like be seated near them? And just go about it like that, and then go on with your day and all that.
Yeah, because if you put too much energy into it, like it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, it just makes you more like, is it stressed?
Yeah, stressed, and it's just not gonna end well.
Yeah.
What about the Stockton? Stockton.
Yes. Okay, so now we're switching a little over. Sorry, I'm like.
She's now working on her transition.
Yeah. I'm not good at transitions, but now we will be talking about the Stockton serial killer. If you guys have not heard of the Stockton serial killer, the 5 men who were killed in Stockton was Paul, 35, who died July 8th, and Salvador Jr., who was 43, who died August 11th, Jonathan, who was 21, who died August 30th, and Juan, who 52 who died September 21st, and Lawrence 54 who died September 27th, and Juan who died at 39 and was killed on April 10th, 2021. And Natasha, who's 46, who was shot in Stockton on April 16th, but she was a survivor. And so to go more about what the Stockton killer was, it wasn't like too much of a spree killing. It was done throughout almost a year, basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like done throughout like a span of time. So for a long time they couldn't catch him because he was like not killing all at once. But thankfully they did catch him recently, and it was Brown. Sorry.
It was
okay. Sorry.
Go ahead.
On September 30th, the Stockton police announced that they believed the five 2022 homicides were linked, and during that time they released an image of who they considered a suspect. And on October 3rd, the police believed that two of the 2021 shootings were also linked, which is the shooting that I talked about with Natasha in 2021. They also believe that was linked, and one of them was fatal, where one of them did die, and then the other one, she survived it. And Wesley Brownlee was the one who they had arrested on Saturday morning of October 15th, 2022, which was a little less than 2 months ago. And so currently he had his first appearance in court October 18th, and he has only been charged with 3 of the murders. They haven't linked him with any of the other murders necessarily, but they do. It's not really sure if they're going to press those charges on him, but he's already been charged with 3 murders. And I don't know, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm just wondering how are they able to linked it, like the murders?
Oh, he had like previous felonies on his record. Like he had a lot of like theft and that type of stuff. And then I'm not exactly sure how they linked it, but he was linked to what they had, like a photo. There's like a little video of a surveillance camera, and they linked him to that. And then how they caught him was also how they basically caught him in the act of hunting for his next victim, because they already had him as a suspect, and so they were just following him to see what he would do, because I don't think they were like too sure about it. So they were following him, and they said that they were following him on the hunt for his next victim. Yeah, that's what I said before.
Yeah. But that's scary and crazy, because
he was like literally searching for his next victim.
Like, that's, yeah.
And imagine the police wasn't like following him at all. There would have been someone else who had died.
I know. And it's like in Stockton and in San Francisco, right? Like it was
kind of like all over. It was like Oakland, Stockton. It was around there. So that's why I think it took a little bit of time, because it was just like a little bit all over, and all the time periods were also like just scattered. But I'm glad that they found him, because I remember seeing this like all over, like people saying like, oh, be safe and all that.
I remember too. I was like, during that time I was like, no, because I go to school at Berkeley, so it's like right close to Oakland. So I was like, oh hell no. Like I prefer to like leave right after class and stay home, because I don't know, it's not safe when there's a serial killer. But yeah, thankfully I'm hoping it's him. That it's actually the one who's the serial
they already charged him with 3 murders, so I'm sure they have, because they can't arrest you. Can't be arrested without like actual proof or anything. So they caught him, and then they're still trying to add more charges. It says more charges are expected, but it hasn't fully been delivered. I think they're still going on the trial and all that, or I don't think it's been to trial yet, but it's been brought up to the judge, and I think it's the judge's choice if they want to add that more. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So now, I'm sorry, the Stockton one is kind of like all over the place. It's like a lot of like a series of dates. Yeah. But now we're going to be transitioning to Anna Lee, where she'll be talking to us about sex trafficking, and she will be stating, I think, a few stories.
Yeah. Unless you want to take a break and do the music.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I can do this one because...
You could...
Because, yeah, you need a break.
You want to take a break?
No, you need a break. I can talk. No, because, like, you need a break.
Okay.
So, yes. I was researching more about sex trafficking, and I did find some here in Marin and in Vallejo, and it's going to shock you.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah. Unless you already know about it, but we'll
I haven't heard too much about local...
Okay, we'll get into it right now. So, just to start off, do you know what sex trafficking is?
Yes.
Do you want to explain it?
Well, I don't know the definition, but this is the definition that like I see it as is basically when someone gets taken by someone and they get put into this sex trafficking where they are sold to have sex with other people. It can be prostitutes, or you can just be held captive. Yeah.
Yep, that's correct. So I'm not gonna say the definition because she basically said it, but in simpler terms, it's a trade of sexual slaves. So yeah. So there is a journalist named called Susan Shenna. I'm not sure if I'm saying her last name right, but she's a Patch Staff. She's from Patch Staff. It's I think a company. But she wrote an article about recent Marin sex trafficking arrests, and she's a journalist, so she like writes about like news and stuff. And we can also like put the links to like all the stuff we're talking about, so you guys can investigate more if you guys want to. But it was the Northern California Regional Intelligence that did an arrest at Nevada Motel on September 20 this year. So it's not that long ago. And
that was 2 months ago.
Yeah. Wow. It's crazy because it's here. Even though you don't like think about like all the stuff that's
it's just not talked about.
It's not talked about. Yep. So the Novato and San Rafael police departments were also involved in this arrest, because like San Rafael and Novato is kind of close. So, but there's details of those arrested. So I'm gonna say a few. So there's a 51-year-old Novato man that arrived at the hotel, and he intended to pay for sexual acts with an adult. This is what police said. And when the male arrived at the hotel, he was questioned and issued a misdemeanor citation for soliciting prostitution. And then there's a 31-year-old San Rafael male who made arrangements to exchange money for sex with a juvenile. When he arrived at the hotel, he was placed under arrest and booked for felony soliciting a minor for a lewd purpose. And this is what officials said. And then there's another 29-year-old San Rafael man who allegedly agreed to pay for sex with a minor. It's crazy. And arrived at hotel. And this is what police said. And he was arrested and booked into Marin County Jail for felony and soliciting a minor for a lewd act. So
my question, are they still in jail?
Huh?
Are they still in jail?
I don't know. I think they are, hopefully.
I hope so. Wait, yeah. So what? Wait. Wait. So was it like, how did the police find out about this? Like, did they set it up? Is that how it was?
I'm not sure, but it's like the intelligence center, so I feel like they have...
Did they like set it up, or was there actual like juveniles and like minors there?
I honestly don't know, but
I really hope not.
But it was in Marin, so I feel like, I don't know, I cannot say. But but yes, you can like investigate more if you want to, and I'll put you guys the link of the article. But it wasn't that long ago, and
wait, all of this was in September?
Yeah, I think it was the same day, in September 20, at a Nevada motel. So all of this.
I think it was like a setup, or not necessarily a setup, but I think the police set it up.
Yeah, probably.
I think so, because 3 of them for one day. Mm-hmm. I think that they like put it up and like saw like, okay, what guys need to be arrested.
Mm-hmm. And so anyone with information on the cases can all call their local police departments or the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 888-373-7888. And we will put this on our comments. Or you guys can also look it up, National Human Trafficking Hotline. And you can call if you see anything suspicious. And yeah, for sure. And this, I was researching ongoing cases that kind of relates to sex trafficking. And there is one that I did not know, but it was near here. And I'm not sure if you heard about it, but the victim is Pearl Pinson. Have you heard of her?
No, I don't think I've heard of this.
Okay, so there's a case. Pearl Pinson was abducted in 2016 in Vallejo. So that's like pretty close. It's kind of far, but
it's pretty close.
It's like
30, I think it's pretty close. Like 30 minutes away.
Like 30 minutes away. But like I'm thinking like Nevada is kind of closer.
It is closer, yeah. It's more local.
But just to give a little background of Pearl, the night before her abduction, Pearl called her sister Rose, and she was telling her that she didn't want to go to school because she had problems with her friends at school. But right after the call, like, she resolved the problems with her friends. And this was Tuesday night. So on Wednesday morning, she went to the bus stop to go to school, right? But she got abducted and kidnapped and thrown into the trunk. And her bus stop was around the corner of her house. So, yeah, that was crazy. In May 25th in 2016. And so there was a witness. And I'm going to just read this, what they said. But Sergeant Matson told Dateline that multiple witnesses saw a struggle between the suspect and Pinson and tried to intervene at a pedestrian bridge over the cross of I-780, but were unsuccessful. And he added that witness saw that Pinson had blood on her face and the suspect pointed a gun at them, and that the blood and Pinson's cell phone were found at the scene. So there was also an Amber Alert that was sent to the Vallejo community if they like saw her or anything like that. And the name of the person who abducted Pearl was Fernando Castro. And the way that they found out it was Fernando Castro is because they arrested him. They were trying to arrest him, but Fernando was shooting at the police, so the police shot back and he was killed. So it just made it more complicated, and they did not see Pearl with Fernando. So she disappeared, or something happened to her. And so the surgeon also confirmed that Castro is the only known suspect in the case at this time. Fernando Castro, I mean. And he added that Detective Charles Olmsted of the Solano County Sheriff's Office is the new detective in Pearl's case, and that the investigation is still ongoing. And the reason why is because, like, there's not enough evidence that she is dead. Mm-hmm. They found blood in the car, but it was not enough for her to, like, bleed out to death or anything like that. So they're still looking for her. And her description of how she looks like, she has been described as a 5'3", and 130 pounds with blue greenish eyes. And so if you see anything related to this case, you can call the Solano County Sheriff's Office at 707-421-790. And you can ask to speak to Charles Olmsted. So I'm surprised that's still going, and a lot of people are...
Wait, sorry, you can go.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's since 2016.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Wait, so they didn't find her at his house or anything?
She's gone. I don't know. They don't know what happened to her. So, there has been news that like he was stalking her. So that is creepy. But
that is scary to think about because it could, like, a million things could have happened to her.
Yeah, and it's been like 7 years now, and they're still looking for her. And it was...
She probably looks a lot different now. So it's kind of hard to describe how she looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people are linking it to sex trafficking. Like they think that like he sold her for sex trafficking or something like that. But they don't know anything about it, like about her yet. So that's the story.
That reminded me. I don't know if you remember. I forget when this was. It just, when you were reading it, kind of reminded me when you said like she was taken from the corner where her house is. Yeah. It just reminded me. I don't know if I forgot what year this was, but there was an Amber Alert, and I remember reading it, and it was someone abducted a baby. But like they were basically like stealing the car, but the baby was still like in the car, and they abducted the baby. And I'm pretty sure it got like the person got caught. I didn't follow up too much on that, but I remember like seeing about it, and they're like, if you see this car, like there's also a baby with this person or like with the suspect. And I was like, that is crazy. Like, I don't know exactly. I didn't like follow up too much on it, but like I imagine like maybe the parent like looked away for a second, and then their child was just gone. Yeah, and it's just scary because like things happen like super quick. Like I've like seen a lot of like different cases where like a lot of time children, like especially in big crowds, they get lost really easily, and that's how they get abducted. So it's like with children, it's just really hard because then they want to like go everywhere, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, like I would say like you just never know what things will happen. Like you never know what's gonna happen tomorrow. And there's been like in Korea, like in Itaewon there was a crowd, and they were just there to have fun, and then it led to like a really big like disaster. Like a lot of people died, and a lot of people who survived are like feeling very guilty that they survived, because they were a lot of them went with their friends, and their friends didn't even survive. So it's crazy how the world is. Like, I don't know. Yeah. It's like...
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of different. It's kind of different compared to, like, evil people, like, you know, grabbing... I mean, not grabbing, but abducting kids and stuff. And it's very frequent in other countries, too. But I also wanted to mention about the baby, like you said about the baby. Yeah, it's I think there's in a different country, I don't know the name, but there's a country where they leave the baby outside to sleep. Like when they're eating, they just leave the baby to sleep, and
wait, what?
And
that's crazy.
Nothing happens to them because like everyone like knows that the baby is sleeping, so like they just don't do anything. No one like takes away their baby. And some people take their babies outside.
Oh, I don't know. I think I know what you're talking about actually now. Yeah. I've heard of that. There's like a country where it's like, it's really safe. Yeah. Like people aren't like too cautious, right? They're not too cautious about like what's happening because everyone is just like nice to each other. They're respectful, and so they feel safe around their community. Yeah, I forget what country that is, but I've heard of that.
Yeah. And I was surprised because over here, like,
It's like you cannot leave your baby outside.
People take your baby.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
Okay. sorry.
Go ahead.
So we kind of went a little overboard on our on our first half of the show. We will now be going into a PSA, and I will be Okay. So the Multicultural Center and our partners organizations, the Coast Miwok Tribe Council, the Asian Pacific Islander Association, and Marin City Arts and Culture are accepting applications from Marin-based artists to produce commissioned works of art. The universal theme is your origin story. Tell them about how you would create a work of art to be performed or exhibited in Marin County that depicts the origin of your story and your culture. All art forms will be considered by the judges. Each grant awardee will receive $5,000 to $6,500. So this is an opportunity to, if you have artistical skills, this is a great opportunity to join. You can earn up to $6,500, and I think that is amazing. And you can also go to the Instagram of the Multicultural Center. It is posted on there, the post to read. If you want to read a little more about it and go to the website and where to apply, I will be posting the website on the comment section if you are interested. And if you know someone else, if you're not an artist, like I'm not an artist, but if you know someone who is an artist, definitely let them know about this and have their art displayed as well. And our other PSA for today is that the CA film, there will be a film this Sunday at 4:15 at the Smith St. Raphael Film Center on 4th Street. It's 1118 4th Street, San Rafael. There'll be a short film produced by the Bay Area filmmakers and focuses on members in our local communities. Each offers insight into the way individuals bring passion and skill to build community, from bread to honey to cheese to sculpture. So make sure to be there. We'll also be there hosting a table. So come and visit us as well if you want to talk to us, ask questions or anything like that. Anne and Lee and Javier and I will all be there. So make sure to come on by and say hi or anything you want to do. Or just, yeah. And we'll be doing some outreach over there. So
yeah, sounds good. Are you done with your PSA?
Damn, yeah.
Yeah? That quick?
I'm done with my PSA for today.
Wow.
That's all for today. And bye, guys. I'm kidding. Okay, I'm sorry. This is like a really serious topic. I'm sorry. Okay, now we'll be switching over to, we're not talking about any stories or anything. Now we'll be switching over to ways to stay safe day and night and how we feel in Marin. I first want to start off of how do we feel in Marin? Like, do we feel safe? You want to start it off?
I feel like we already mentioned this, that like at least for me, I felt safe in Marin until like what happened to the kid that got stabbed. Mm-hmm. But overall, I do feel safe, at least compared to Berkeley. Berkeley is something else. So compared to that, yeah, I think in Marin, like I mean, I walk at night in Berkeley, but like with friends, you know, mm-hmm. And you see, like, I don't know, it's more safe here in Marin, just because like in Berkeley there is like homeless people and there's people that are drug addicts. Mm-hmm. That are in Berkeley, so you have to like stay safe. And honestly, I haven't been getting that much notice, but on our school, like they like send out emails of like what's happening, so it's like not to go to that area.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like people who like hit and run or like steal computers or just a lot of stealing and stuff. Mm-hmm. Or sexual harassment. So at least for me, I would say like to always in Berkeley to like always walk with a friend, and if you're not, just walk fast.
Just walk
fast. But yeah, what about you?
I'd say in Marin, I feel safe, I guess. I feel like sometimes, like, I feel like it's me. Like, I'm just paranoid and I'm really, like, alert of my surroundings. And,
okay, sorry.
What?
I feel like Novato and San Rafael are kind of different. So, like, I don't know. Do you feel... is there, like, more crime? I mean, has there been any crimes in San Rafael? Like...
Yeah. I don't know about like recently. Actually, wait, thinking about it, because like I go to school mainly in Novato, and then like I don't live like in central San Rafael. I live like more a little towards Terra Linda, but I'd say San Rafael, I feel like you're more likely to be harassed by someone in a way. Like what is it called? What is it called? Like when someone like whistles at you or something.
Catwalk.
Catcalling.
We literally heard it.
We Javier just told us.
Catwalking is something different. Yeah, that's like modeling or something.
I know. Right? I don't even know what catwalking is. But yeah, I think you're most likely to be, because I've been catcalled in San Rafael. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like in that instance, it's kind of like weird. And like, I'd rather not walk in San Rafael, but like in Novato, I have walked there, and I feel like the neighborhoods there are kind of like too quiet sometimes, which also makes me like paranoid. Like, why is it so quiet? I feel like that's me. I get paranoid a lot. Like where I live, in my neighborhood, I'd say I feel safe because it's like I know my neighborhood, but at the same time, like it feels like sketchy. Like sometimes it's too quiet. But I think that's just me because I'm just like paranoid.
It is kind of quiet, but
I always just like make sure like, okay, I'm like looking around. And yeah, overall I'd say I feel pretty safe.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I don't think,
I feel like in Novato, like maybe you don't see it, but in Novato, I feel like it depends.
Where?
Like in school, like they do catcalling, but it's a certain group that does it.
At school?
Yeah, at school.
When you're in high school, I mean.
Yeah, in high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, a certain group.
Wait, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So, but like, honestly, like even if they catcalled, like I don't feel threatened. I just feel disturbed. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like it's like in my head, it's like ew.
Yeah. Like I don't feel threatened though. Like I don't feel like they're gonna come and attack me. You know? I just like ignore it. I just walk past. Like
if I don't like, if someone's like catcalling me on the streets, I like literally just try to like not
walk
run.
Fast?
Yeah, I walk fast.
Yeah,
I walk fast, and I feel like naturally I walk fast, so I walk even faster.
Yeah, for some reason I walk fast too. I don't know.
I walk fast too.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like how we feel in Marin. So now we'll be talking about ways to stay safe in the daylight. I feel like in the daylight you feel more secure because like it's bright out, more people are out, but in a way like a lot of these like kidnappings and all that can also, it's not just at night that it occurs, it happens also in the daytime. It doesn't, it's more likely to happen at night, but it can happen during the day. And one thing, as I mentioned, is always just be aware of your surroundings. I feel like some people are like, oh, I'm not aware of my surroundings. I feel like it's really good to be aware of your surroundings. Just be alert, like not like paranoid like me, but just be like alert. Like if you're like sitting by yourself somewhere or waiting for your parents to come pick you up or something like that, just make sure you're not like always just like looking at your phone or anything. Make sure you're like looking up, and also like,
and not to put like too loud music to the point like you can't hear any.
Yeah, that's one thing, especially at night. Like make sure, like I feel like I'm gonna like put my phone up, like make sure you're like going like this. like in a way, so you can like see
at a certain angle.
Yeah, at a certain angle, so you can see, and it's also good for your body mechanics. So instead of just
here talking about body mechanics.
Yeah, instead of like looking down, because then like you're not being aware, and then you're also putting just like strain on your neck. So just like that's what I do. And if I'm like sitting like in a public space where like there's like a lot of people or there's not that many people, I always just have my phone up where I can like see my surroundings. And always, another thing is like always just trust your instinct. If you're like, if someone's talking to you or someone comes up to you and you like, you can, I feel like everyone has like those gut feelings, like those instincts, like trust your instincts, your gut feelings, like trust it. If you feel like this person is creeping me out, weird, like just be like okay, bye, and like just walk away. If they're
walk fast, run.
If they're following you or something, like just immediately call 911 and explain what's happening, and like try to get like to a store, like I feel like,
or a bank.
Yeah, like, right? Or yeah, like any like open place that is there. Like I would say go to a person, but in an instance, like if it is like a team of like a kidnappers, then like it's not necessarily best choice to run to a person. Just try to run to the most, like a store that's just open, or like a group of people. Also, like I feel like teenagers are pretty or like trustful in a way.
Trustworthy. I see it. Like
you get what I'm saying.
Someone is like following you and you don't feel safe,
and they keep following you.
Yeah, I would like just like pretend like you know the group and say, hey, can I join? There's like someone, like maybe low key or
low key do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you said all of the right?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, also like one thing, if you're like, if you tend to like walk a lot like by yourself, one thing, if you don't like having your parent, like a lot of parents like having their children's location on their phone. If you don't like that, like me and my friends, we have Life 360. You can just it just tracks like your movements and everything. And on the app, there's like an SOS calling, so you can click on it. If you're ever in danger, you click the SOS and it gets sent to your friends and to, I think, the police as well. Or there's an option to send it only to your friends, and then in that instance, your friends can call the police on you, and then they will have your phone tracked. So if you feel like you can't be on your phone for some reason, then just like tap on the SOS thing and it will be sent to your friend and your friend will be alerted. So that's like a really good thing. Me and my friends have it. Just like we have it more so like because like we're not really like on our phones. We just have it for each other. But it's a good way to like, if you don't want to give it to your parents, like I wouldn't give it to my parents, but yeah.
Oh, interesting. And what's the name called?
Life 360.
Life 360.
I think there's like other apps, but I think that's like one of the best apps to use, because even if your phone's off, it still tracks your phone, which is a good thing. If anything ever happens, just like better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Also in iPhone, there's the tracking app.
Oh yeah, the iPhone tracking. There's also that too. So
that comes in.
If you don't have an iPhone, Life 360 is there.
Yeah. But
sound like an ad. I'm sorry.
But at night, I think one of the things is to at least try to avoid walking at night, if possible. I mean, I still walk at night, but like it's so hard because it gets dark at 6 or 6:30.
It gets dark at like 4:30.
4:30.
Yeah, the sun goes down like around like 4:45.
I'm literally telling you that I just stay in the library until it's dark, and I can't even tell if it's at 4 or 6. But yeah, that is really soon. Like 4 o'clock. That's crazy. But
I hate how it gets dark so early.
I know. I get seasonal depression, so it gets me like in a depressive mood when it's like dark already.
Oh my.
But yeah, and then I already mentioned to walk with a friend. If you what happened?
Sorry, I was just gonna say, I don't know if you're mentioning this, but I think you're gonna I don't know if you're mentioning this, but always carry like pepper spray, like your keys. I've seen that there's a lot of those companies that sell like the keychains where it's like it doesn't look like a weapon but it is a weapon. You can get one of that. I used to have pepper spray. I don't have pepper spray anymore, but I should get pepper spray again.
Oh, have you used it before?
No, I've never used it, but it's always good to just have it like on your keychain. And then another like thing that I've learned, I don't know if you're mentioning this, but
just mention it, girl.
But it's if you have like multiple keys and you feel like someone is following you, like put your keys in your hand and put each key through your finger, so it's like a kind of like a knuckle brass, I think it's called. So like if there's like if in that instance they like come to you and they're like touching you, you can punch them with the keys in your knuckles, so it would like make it so they bleed, like it would hurt them, and they would like most likely like be like ow, and like you would have a chance to like run off. So that's like another thing.
Is there any more?
No, you can keep going. Sorry.
So another one is making hand signals with your friends. If you go out somewhere, just like make a hand signal with one hand. Like it can be like this or
that's sign language.
But like you have to make eye contact with your friend, and or this. It's something simple, you know, or a word. A word.
Are you talking about like if you're
like,
if someone like came up to you and you feel uncomfortable and you're with your friend?
Yeah.
I feel like me and my friends, we know like we give each other a look, and like we know like okay, like this person's like weird. Like we get like I look at my friends and I go like like I make a face, but yeah.
Yeah, I literally do that with my friend. It's just like so I guess everyone should just like know your friends and see if they're uncomfortable. Just you can always like say, hey, my friend is sick, I need your help. Like you can ask them to like come with you, and then you can guys leave from the situation that you guys are at, if you feel uncomfortable or anything like that. And you did mention this already, but any California resident has the legal right to buy, own, carry, and use a stun gun, which is the taser.
I want to get a taser.
And this is for lawful self-defense without obtaining a permit. And I think in some states you do.
Yeah, I think you in some states you need like a permit to like carry pepper spray and stuff.
Yeah, and yes, you did mention pepper spray, and there's like it's recommended to be at least 2 arm lengths away when you spray the pepper spray, and you're supposed to give it at a safe distance, and always avoid getting close, and remember the reactionary gap when handling criminals. So you don't want to go close enough for them to catch you, even if they're like struggling with their eyes. You know? So pepper spray is like something like you're supposed to spray and you're supposed to run, because that's like
if it's windy, it will go towards you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've actually sprayed pepper spray, but not like to someone, but I was just spraying it, and it was windy. It went to me, and I basically got pepper sprayed myself. It hurt really bad. Oh. Because I was just like testing it to see if it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And you also mentioned about like weapons that are like discreet. So I saw one that was like a comb.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's like a knife.
Yeah, and a pen too. Like you just open
and it's a taser.
No, it's a knife too.
Oh.
But yeah, and also like if you're going out, always carry a portable charger. In case your phone like is low battery, you can charge it. And
yeah, that's always something good to carry.
Yeah, and always and also to like try to memorize your friend's phone number, because in case you like lost your phone, like you can call
the number 1 is your parents' phone number.
Well, yeah, your parents or your friends, depending on.
I just know my mom's.
Okay.
It's the only phone number.
Yeah, but it just depends on your liking, like, you know. But
yeah.
Yeah.
We have ran out of time.
Wow.
I don't know if you're gonna mention something else, but we ran out of time, and now thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something, and I'd learned something as well. So thank you guys so much. See you guys on our next show.
All right.
Bye bye.